Hello and welcome to the allotment. It is a gorgeous sunny day today. I've got my t-shirt on. It's stopped raining, which is absolutely fantastic. It is the 16th of February 2025 and I am down here for a good couple of hours to get a lot of things sorted and have a think about how I want to spend the winter season up at the allotment this year. So jobs to do today. I have got the apples that I'm going to check because the tree is absolutely laden with apples. I'm going to see if any of them are ready to be picked. I've got 2 beds of potatoes, my main crop which I still haven't harvested, the Sarpo Mira and the Sarpo Una. They've completely died back. One of the beds has got apples all over it from the tree, so I need to have a good rummage in there and see what's in there. And I've also got my 2 beds of broccoli and cauliflower. I think I've actually got some broccoli that I can harvest, but also the leaves. I'm going to get them all harvested, chopped up and frozen for over the winter. Behind me in the polytunnel you can see the tomatoes are still going strong. I mean, there's still some on there that will probably ripen in the next couple of weeks, so I'm just going to leave the polytunnel actually. And as you can see, my marigolds are looking really nice. They're looking so colourful and beautiful. I did come up here a couple of days ago actually and harvest the French beans off of the strings that I put up actually quite late on in the season. When the cucumbers died off, I just put a couple of seeds in, a couple of French bean seeds right into the ground, right at the bottom of the string, and they did really well. So that's a little tip I'm definitely going to be taking over into the coming years, is just, you know, make the use of that space. And if something's died off, put something else in there, and especially in the polytunnel there's a chance that it will make it. So really pleased with that. I'll show you in my mini polytunnel a bit later, but I've harvested all of the courgettes out of there and all the plants are up completely, so that is actually now empty. Really pleased with what I got out of there. I've got so many courgettes and I've been enjoying them lots actually over the past couple of months. Love courgettes, as you know, they're one of my favourite things to grow. So I'm going to start with the most exciting, digging up the potatoes. Who doesn't love a potato reveal? I'm going to go and get my fork and I'm going to see what I've got in the beds. So this bed here, which was either the Sarpo Mira or the Sarpo Una, got a really small pile of potatoes from that. I wasn't expecting a lot because this originally had asparagus in it and there was so many nasturtiums in there as well, and I never added any compost to this one as well, so it was really poor quality soil. It had loads of other things growing in it, so I wasn't 100% what it was going to do. But to be honest, small pile of potatoes. Let's see what this one has to offer. Now this one, you can still see the remnants of the potatoes there, whereas in this one the potatoes died off absolutely months ago, the tops of them, so I wasn't expecting them to be very big. Now this one on the other hand, you can still see the potatoes, so let's see what's in this one. So already the potatoes are a lot bigger and there's a lot more per plant. What I am going to do before I dig up any more, I'm just going to clear the top because there's a lot of apples on there and it's making it quite difficult to see where the potatoes are. I'm going to clear the top first and then I'm going to carry on harvesting. So this side was the Sarpo mirrors. I've got a lot more potatoes, they're a lot bigger. I've got that pile and a lot bigger potatoes and a lot more of them. But if you look at the quality of the compost here, this was fresh compost this year which I'd added, and this one here, so this would have been the Sarpo Una. The soil is literally, there's nothing been added to it. So I think that's made a huge difference actually, and as you can see the harvest speaks for itself. A lot bigger potatoes and a lot more from this bed. So now I've emptied these beds and the potatoes have all been harvested, I'm not replacing anything in any of these beds as I'm harvesting this year. So I'm doing things really differently this winter. I'm not growing anything this winter at all. There is nothing that I'm going to be planting. So the asparagus is still going to be growing away, the rhubarb is still going to be growing away. I've obviously got like the fruit bushes and the fruit trees and stuff, so obviously all of the perennial things are going to continue to grow, but I am not adding anything else into the mix this year, and that is for a couple of reasons. The first being that my freezer is absolutely full. I've got a chest freezer and I've got a fridge freezer in my kitchen, and they're absolutely full. You cannot fit another thing in there. Tomatoes, French beans, courgettes, cabbages, spring greens. There's so much in there, I can't fit anything else in. So once I have harvested everything that is here to be harvested from the plot from the summer, meaning all of the greens, the brassicas and things like that, the rest of the tomatoes, the freezer just hasn't got any more room in it. I need to eat what is in the freezer before I even think about growing anything else. That means that there's nothing going to be growing on the plot ready for spring. I think we've got more than enough in the freezer to keep us going. The other reason is I really need to spend time doing things on the plot. Things like the fruit cage, for example. So the fruit cage needs a lot of attention. It's got these containers here along the side, which I've grown strawberries and carrots in the last couple of years. They need to be taken out, they're falling apart, they need to be gone. I've got so much growing in here that really needs a lot of attention, and I think I need to really work out what I want to grow in the fruit cage and get it really sorted, because this year was the first year I sort of had anything ready to harvest. So I had gooseberries and currants and things like that, but there's a lot of room now this side, so I sort of want to get that established. I want to get this sorted out. I want to sort of have a look at the layout of the allotment plot. Now all of the beds here are absolutely fine, but I'm thinking I could probably do with a bed that I'm going to use for carrots. So I need to think about where I'm going to put that. I need to think about, do I need any of the beds covered? This one in the corner here, which I've got my brassicas under at the moment and I had onions in, that needs some attention. So that is literally an old gate that is the an old bit of fence, sorry, that is the bed's made out of. I don't know if that's going to stay there. We've got the apple tree, which all of the roots underneath, at some point someone in the past has put plastic on, and that probably needs to be removed. So I've got a lot of thinking to do, a lot of, does anything need to be replaced? Does anything need, you know, any maintenance? It's all that sort of stuff that I really want to focus on in the winter, and I think it's a really good time to do it. I've got so much food that I've grown over the last couple of years in the freezer, and also I've got a lot of things like tomato chutney and, you know, blackberry jam. I've got so many things that I've made. I really want to just enjoy them over the winter, and I think now's a good time to do it. So I'm not going to be putting anything, I'm going to be covering the beds. I'm not going to do green manure, I'm not going to sow anything. It's basically going to go to bed. The allotment is going to go to bed for the first time since I've had it. But I think it needs it, and I think I need it. I think I need a bit of a reset, eat what I've got, and make a bit of a plan for next year. That being said, there is still a lot to do this year, from this year's season. So I've got these Jerusalem artichokes that I've been growing. They've actually just starting to flower. I've never actually grown them before. I planted them a couple of years ago, and last year they didn't do anything. I just left them in there, and now they've done this. That's my question of the day. When do I harvest these? What do I do with them? Never done them before, and I wasn't expecting anything to happen this year, so I think I leave them until after they have flowered, maybe. Got my horseradish next to it as well, so that'll be harvested in time for Christmas to make some nice horseradish sauce. But the Jerusalem artichokes I could do with some help with, so please let me know. And also let me know what you're doing this year over winter. Are you growing? Are you having a break? That's my second question of the day. I've got 2 question of the days today. What are you doing over winter? I've harvested my potatoes. I've got quite a bit to do, but something is pulling me to the shed. I feel like I need to get that sorted out today. It's a bit of a mess, and I feel like I just need to sort it out. I feel like it's sort of annoying me. I might just pull everything out and see what rubbish I can take. In fact, I can do that today because I've only got the potatoes I've harvested so far. I might just do that and then take a bag of rubbish out as well with me. There's probably not more than a bag of rubbish there, I'd say. Just have a little sort out, I think. And I found this on my plot. It was in my polytunnel, and I've asked if it's anyone's and they've said no. So I think I'm just going to take this and put it in the bin as well. It seems to be broken, so I don't know why someone's left it in my polytunnel, but I'm going to get rid of that today as well. Guys, look at the size of these spiders that were in my shed. Oh, it's Halloween coming. Yikes! So I've emptied that and it looks a bit better. I really need to spend time going through it, but it just feels better that it's not all just heaped at the front. And I've just got a bag of rubbish that I'm going to take home. And on that note, I'm going to head home. I'm going to show you what's growing in the greenhouse because my chilies and peppers have done absolutely amazing. And then I will definitely be back at some point in the week. So I'm going to bring you back then when I decide to come back and harvest the rest of the things that are ready here. Now actually Thursday afternoon. I didn't come straight into the garden like I thought I was going to do at the beginning of the week, and I haven't been down the plot since, but I'm in the greenhouse now and I've got a few things to do. I wanted to show you my chilies and peppers, and as you can see, they are fantastic. I've got the basket of fire here, which as you can see, I've got 2 of them actually, and I've been harvesting these. They're absolutely fantastic. They have just been so productive for the whole season, and look at them, they're still going strong. I have got the salad festival in this corner, which they're ripening up really, really nicely there. This is one of the ones I didn't have labelled, so I'm not sure what they are, but absolutely gorgeous, long, quite big chilies. Not sure which ones they are. These are the salad festival again. So just look at the size of these peppers. They're huge and they're so healthy. I'm so pleased with them. So I've got lots of these ones here which are orange. I'm not sure of the variety of these ones. I have been roasting these. I've been harvesting these for quite a while now and roasting them, and they're absolutely delicious. And as you can see, I've got 2 of those plants, and you can see there are lots more to be harvested on there as well. And then I've got the California Wonder here as well, and look at them, gorgeous. These are the sweet Ingrid peppers. Again, look, huge size. Really, really, really pleased with them. So all in all, my chilies and peppers have done really, really well this year. I've been harvesting them for quite a while now, and as you can see, they're still going strong. I'm going to overwinter them again this year. I might even do a video on how I did it last year and all the top tips. So please let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in seeing that. My dahlias are still going strong. They're still flowering. They've still got lots of buds on them. I'm going to leave them until the last possible minute. Absolutely gorgeous. I've got these insects on my runner beans. I don't know what they are. Can anyone tell me what these are? Another gorgeous dahlia. I'm just going to leave them. But as you can see, some of my peas that must have dropped into the beds have now started growing again. So I've got quite a lot going on in that bed, to be honest. I like the look of it. I'm quite happy with that this year. This time of year, and it is looking absolutely fantastic. I'm going to show you my pumpkin. So I've got my pumpkin here. This was actually growing in the tree. So that was growing in the apple tree. I showed it on a video a couple of weeks ago, but we harvested all our apples to make a cider, so that had to come out, so it's just on the floor now. But there's another one. If I turn this way, you can just about see it under the table. So there's 2 really big nice pumpkins in this area. I mean, it's a bit of a mess in this area, but I quite like it like that. It's the end of the season, it's all going on, and I quite like it. There's still things thriving in the garden. One thing that isn't thriving is the area where our paddling pool was. So as you can see, some of the grass has actually grown back. So I don't know if you can see, but this was like where the pool was. So you can sort of see the outline. Some of the grass has grown back really nicely. Some of it hasn't. So actually, for my little job for today, before I do the school run, I'm going to see if I can patch up this grass. So I have got this patch and repair seed box. It is from Amazon. It wasn't expensive. It had some really good reviews. I won't show you the front because it's got my details all over it. Good old Amazon. But I will link it in the description in case you wanted to try it yourself. It has some really, really good reviews. It says it's quite easy to do. Lightly rake the soil, shake the box. I'll go through it as I do it, but yeah, it looks pretty simple to do, and it looks like it's going to have some good results. So I'm going to try it. I think I'm probably not one of the only ones that has got a patch of grass in their garden looking like this. So let's see if it works. Worth a go. So it says to remove any dead grass. I'm going to give this a bit of a light rake in, and then I've got a little bit of compost I'm just going to put over it just to sort of even out the area, but that shouldn't take me too long. It's quite a small patch actually. It's not too bad, and like I say, where some of the grass has grown back, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. I'm going to start with the raking anyway. So I've got a good couple of big clumps of dead grass off of this area. I'm now going to top it with a little bit of compost. So I've got a nice small layer of compost on there just to even it out a little bit. I'm going to give it a good water now. So on the back of the box it says to shake it for 30 seconds, which I did. Open it, cover the area to a depth of around 1 centimetre, apply more of the mixture to the surrounding area of the dead dry patch to help blend with the rest of the lawn, water well, the coir will swell to fill the patch. So let's see how it goes. So this is what it looks like. So you can see the seed, but you can also see the coir mixture. Okay, so I'm going to carry on shaking this out to the rest of the area. See on here that the coir has expanded, and I'm just going to moisten this as much as I can, get it nice and wet all the way around. And tomorrow, so it's the 18th of September today, I believe it's Thursday the 18th, tomorrow is going to be 25 degrees in London, so I'm going to make sure I keep this nice and wet. This says it does results like pretty much within a week, so I'm hoping for good stuff. The reviews were really good. I'm going to carry on watering this anyway. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for watching today, and I'll see you again soon.